everyone, and welcome to a new video. My name is Miriam, a certified psychological astrologer, and every video on my channel is designed to help you work on your astrological interpretation skills. So hopefully this new one will achieve that goal. Today I want to talk about the UK chart again. Just a quick look at some time frames over the next couple of months. There has been a lot of back and forth discussion and rumors regarding several political decisions. I'm well aware that this is the UK chart of 1801, so this includes all the different parts of the UK. We know that recently Wales and Scotland have both decided in favor of health passports, and in England this has not been implemented, not yet. Let's see how that goes. So that is one thing I want to look at, and another thing is what I found interesting, looking at the constellations. I think they also tell us a lot what is currently going on in terms of the ever ongoing migrant crisis and discussions, immigrants arriving, immigrants not being surveyed. Like there's really no control, so people keep coming in, and it's a situation that I think many people are most unhappy with. Certainly people the likes of Nigel Farage, who keeps going down to the coast and investigating what is going on there, and how many people have recently arrived in their little boats. So there's a few constellations I want to look at. These have to do with mainly with the transiting planets Saturn and Uranus, and there is also Jupiter. So one thing I can see coming up, which could cause quite a bit of trouble, is a double activation of the UK chart's Mars. Here Mars at 11:45 in Taurus, and this Mars is gonna be triggered again in December, most exactly in the second half of December. Saturn is going to square Mars here from Aquarius in the 4th house, and transiting Uranus is going to be right on top of Mars again for the second time as it moves backwards. So that looks quite stressful, to be honest. Mars and Saturn, they are both important planets. They both rule they're both axis rulers. So Mars rules the 7th house and Saturn rules the 4th house in the UK chart. So these two are like colliding. So the 4th house is about, in a nation's chart, is about matters concerning basically the soul of the nation. In the natal chart, it's this is the house of the home, the private sector. So this is very much about home affairs, and Mars is a significator as a 7th house ruler for everything that comes in from the outside, right? 7th house is what you encounter. So this is outside influences and outside people, definitely. So these two planets in a square, I think they really they point towards this conflict that's been, it's been in the news and many months, and it's getting worse and worse and worse. So I think this looks like another peak phase. Saturn is still in the 4th house, so it's still in its own realm. So this is like the home of the British people, right? So Saturn wants to defend what he has or what he owns. So this is my foundation, this is my private home, this is my territory, right? And these people are just coming in, or maybe then, Mars style, maybe they're not asking. It is a Taurus Mars, they're just claiming residence, they're just coming in and say, I sit here, I'm not moving. A bit like the Queen on her throne has been doing for many decades. So I think, yeah, this looks like a pretty intense, like a peak phase of this conflict. Also, Mars Saturn, yeah, sounds like nothing really moving forward. Every attempt to move forward is being blocked straight away. But at the same time, the frustration grows to really to an unbearable level. So I think this might be happening, and the pressure is really on, especially with Uranus then being on top of this Mars, and being very much part of this struggle. Uranus rules the fifth house, which can be quite an it's quite opposing force there. So I would think that there's likely to be more people revolting, or just maybe organizations like forming, where people say this is enough, or it's just the crisis comes to a point where it's just causing so many problems that they really can't be ignored anymore. It's could also be like something bigger in the media also, I could imagine. Something scandalous sometimes with Uranus, but definitely a lot of struggle there, a lot of back and forth, and very restless energy. So I think yes, the public is not going to put up any longer. Something needs to be done. I think this is the last direct peak. Then I mean, Uranus will hit the Mars again, but then when Saturn is gone, it's gone, right? But still, Uranus is also it's enough. But I think second half of December this could become pretty bad. So maybe we should be prepared for that. In terms of the migrant immigration stuff, I think in particular, I think it could also pertain to everything else that really concerns like inner politics, all right, fourth house, and just lots of issues that where people had really there's lots of discussion, and it's not moving forward, and frustration grows, and at some point it's just some sort of big bang, or maybe it's another scandal, or maybe someone else is going to be thrown out. We've seen the likes of Matt Hancock, being sacked, or that sort of thing. Or maybe even worse, because I think these two have been going back and forth, so they're kind of their power package. So probably they think, now we've put up with this crap for so long, now we're going to give you some real trouble here. Yeah. So next up, there is transiting Saturn conjunct Venus here in the fifth house, and that will be at the beginning of February next year. So Venus is the UK's chart ruler, and in the fifth house in Aquarius, it's the symbol of how much this nation loves their freedom and their free expression, right? Their right to express themselves freely. It's quite welcoming with the Libra rising, but it's like, okay, if you're a freak here, Aquarius energy, you can do what you want. We give you the freedom. Also lovely Mercury sextile. So yeah, the Neptune could maybe cause some trouble, but overall, I think it's a rather freedom loving constellation, and one that really stands for free expression, right? And so Saturn is going to be on top of this Venus. So I think if they try to come up with more and more repressive measures, or say, oh, maybe we need to do this, so maybe we have to introduce that, in terms of the ongoing crisis, or are we going to get out of it, or are we gonna keep it going some way, or are we gonna do what other countries have done already, like just ditch everything and just go back to normal, right? I mean, obviously the UK has a Capricorn sun. The Capricorn energy is, it stands for a love of normalcy in a way. Like it's about rules, but I think for me it's also, it's not so dramatic. It's more like keep calm. You know, that UK or that English way of saying keep calm and carry on. You know, just stop bothering with something that is no longer causing a problem and has, you know, been blown out of proportion in, you know, most remarkable way. Um, in my view and many people's view. So I think it's a significant phase as well, beginning of February, where if the government decides that some more, you know, more measures need to be taken. I said it could be also, it could be some sort of important, I'm not mainly not going to say enforcement, but yeah, like a really like a some sort of milestone, really an important time for, well, yeah, political discussions, and maybe also the chance. I mean, this Venus obviously won't want to put up with this restrictive energy. Okay, so maybe it's just also a challenge to rise up, you know, to rise up and really defend this Aquarian energy. And so this is who we are as a nation. We are a free nation. We want to remain a free nation where people have choice, you know, no medical tyranny, no ridiculous suppression of rights and freedoms when there's absolutely no need for it, right? So maybe this is also a time where people become so aware that this is something that they cherish so much, and even more people will realize that they just need to stand up for their rights. You know, rights is a really one of Saturn's biggest symbols. So this is the second one. The third one I want to mention is mid-April. Yeah, next year about mid-April, we have Saturn opposing Saturn. So Saturn will be here, 23 degrees of Aquarius, and because of the Libra rising, we have Leo Aquarius here, 5th and 11th house. And of course there's again this issue with freedom and free expression, and you know, Saturn is like, where's the fun? You know, this is there is a block there. There's a big questioning. Are we is this actually in our own best interest what we're doing here? Are we not stifling ourselves, right, completely, you know, unnecessarily? And this is going to be a big confrontation probably. So Saturn is going to be in that position then for a while, so mid-April next year, yeah, probably around my birthday. This is going to happen. So will be also fourth house related. Saturn rules the fourth house, so yeah, again, could be about home affairs, and probably because Saturn pertaining to everything I've said before, because Saturn is also a symbol of what we're experiencing now. We've got shortages of petrol, in some places of food, luckily not where I live, but definitely Saturn is, or can also be, a symbol of shortage, lack. Yeah, something is lacking. Empty shelves, empty you know, petrol gas stations. So it's quite possible that maybe that crisis on that level, you know, the shortage of lorry drivers and all the rest of it, that may come to head somehow, and there's going to be a situation where we say, right, now we have to do something drastic, otherwise we're screwed. Yeah, so Saturn has to point out something really, really fundamentally important here. So that means we can't prosper. Fifth house is also about prosperity. very much. So we can't move forward, we can't get better. Yeah, we can't get better, we keep doing this. So we have to look at what are we doing that is keeping us from moving forward, where are we blocking ourselves, what do we need to get rid of. Yeah, so it can be quite intense in that sense. And then we have in June, we've got the beginning and the end of June. In the beginning of June next year, we have Uranus squaring Venus, and that's another biggie in my view. Obviously, Uranus has come as far as 14 something degrees, I think. So it was already quite close, about 2.5 degrees. I've talked about that before in the previous video. Uranus will then be here, but it's going to reach an exact square to Venus in the beginning of June next year. So, and I think this is like the last warning sign. It's like, right, if you keep interfering with our rights and our, you know, freedom of expression and just our free life, really, then we're gonna give you trouble. We're gonna give you real problems, because Saturn also, Uranus also rules the 5th house, so it's also the ruler of Venus. So there could be some rioting on some level going on there. And in the 8th house, Uranus in the 8th house will just not tolerate anything that binds, that is restrictive, that is suffocating. Yeah, we want to break free. So that could be an energy of like, enough is enough, and just it would really point out and emphasize this love of freedom in this nation that will hopefully prevail in the end. But it's definitely, if they want to do anything around that time, then I would say that chances are very low that people are going to go with it and support it. Yeah, it looks like this is more like the opposite. And then at the end of June, just a quick look at Jupiter. Jupiter will be at 7 degrees of Aries, right on the descendant. And I think this again could be about the immigrants, obviously also to do with, connected to, you know, the Brexit and everything, because this is 7th house is the door to others, to other people as well, and what you let in, right? So Jupiter normally is welcoming, is generous, and wants to do something good, but we have to question, how good is this? Jupiter will not quite reach the square to the UK Sun, but hopefully it will definitely cross the ascendant, the 7 degrees here, and Jupiter rules the 3rd house of the UK chart. So maybe there will at least be like clearer communication, or just some progress in terms of finding ways how to facilitate things. And then obviously with the Libra counterpart on the other side, like how can we accommodate each other, how can we find some common ground or some compromise without too many heads rolling, right? Rolling into the sea, because that's where they arrive, most of them. So but also in terms of affairs with other countries, foreign affairs, I think Jupiter is always important. So maybe this is the UK saying, all right, then we're going to be a bit more, you know, we're going to make some clear rules, but we're going to be open to those who also offer us something, right? Because Jupiter then is also a symbol of people contributing something, giving something, bringing something in that is profitable, that is beneficial. So that hopefully will happen. And yeah, that was pretty much it. This was all I wanted to cover. yeah, let me know what you think. Let me know in the comments, as always. I hope this was clear. I just thought wanted to take a quick look in terms of what's going on. Obviously, things are changing so quickly. Yeah, but and I'm not the biggest fan of following politics astrologically, but there's just so many important issues that you just can't help taking a peek here and there whilst you're at it anyways. Okay, so hopefully you enjoyed this, and I see you all on the next video. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.